Welcome back to Cooking Index to Appendix, and we've got some more butter that we're going to make. The last one we did was a garlicky butter. This one's quite an interesting one because it's got some hot spices and hot sauces, so it's going to have a real nice punch. Now remember, with butter it's very important not to melt it first, you just need to soften it. If you melt it, it's going to make it really difficult to roll it up later, and again it separates the impurities and things in the butter, so it's not really going to work that well. So for this one we've got some parsley, we've got some crushed shallots, we've got some Dijon pepper, Dijon mustard should I say, we've got some Frank's hot sauce, some crushed chilies, black pepper and onion powder. So again we're just going to push the butter around just to get it into a nice sort of soft workable mixture. Now, there's nothing wrong with using a food processor for this. You do the same thing if you're making cakes and stuff, so feel free to do it that way. I just thought if I do it nice and manually, you guys can get a really good idea of what's going on. So, it's all the same process every time you're making the butter, even if you're using a little bit of wet sauces such as Frank's or the Dijon paste mustard here. It's exactly the same. It's easy as chips, really. And again, you know, this is not just reserved for chicken wings. You can use this for pretty much anything. In fact, I know I'm going to be eating wings with all of these butters, but definitely I can see myself doing some chicken burgers or doing some fish with some of the garlicky, zesty lemon ones. Pretty much anything goes. So the hot sauce, I'm not going to add too much. Whoopsie, almost dropped it there. Not going to do too much, just a little dash to get that flavour in there. So we're just going to mix that all up. Again, don't be afraid to use your hands. If you don't like getting your hands dirty, you know, use gloves. Nothing wrong with that. And that's pretty much that. Oh wow, whew, that one's got a nice mustardy flavour. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to move this stuff around, clean the spatulas, and I'm going to show you how to roll this butter again. We'll see you in a sec. So we're back again. I've got my Dijon mustard there. I've cleaned the table, so don't worry here, and I've just laid out some cling film. You want to make sure you get a nice size of cling film, enough so that you got a bit of an end part just to roll up with. So again, we're just going to put the butter on the cling film. Now this one's definitely a little bit runnier than the previous one, but you know, that's all going to be fine. It's nothing to worry about because you're going to freeze it in the end anyway, so that's all good. Just get that out the way. So again, we're just going to roll the cling film over. We're just going to start creating that shape and keeping it tight, keeping it tight. There we go. See there? It's a beautiful, beautiful roll shape. Just tighten it up and roll it out. So that's great. Now remember, you want to turn the edges so that the butter doesn't leak out the end. Just push it in a bit and then just roll it around and it'll start to get tighter. You can just squeeze the ends in. There you go. There you go. And look at that. I mean, that is perfect. Got some beautiful spicy Dijon butter. Chuck it in the freezer. Again, you can keep it for quite a while. Put it in there for at least an hour before you start to use it, and enjoy. Cook it with anything. So let's take another look at the rolling process. This time I've got some limey blimey butter here, basically lemon zest, chili flakes, soya sauce, teriyaki, lime juice. So it's going to be quite pungent, quite zingy. You can tell just by those sauces that this one's quite runny, but don't be afraid if all of the liquid doesn't go into the butter. Just take the butter out, place it on the cling film, And remember, you want to make sure you have an extra little bit of cling film on the sides. Spread that a bit. Get that bowl out the way. Then we do the rolling process again. So it should be nice and easy. You just roll it up. Make sure you get all the butter in the middle. Get that shape. Keep it tight when you're rolling. Twist the edges. And roll it up. Couldn't be easier. Could not be easier. Keep doing that a couple of times until you get the shape. It'll all tighten up nicely. And voila! Again, we've got some butter. So it's really easy. In the last half an hour, I've done 6 different butter flavors. So it's a very easy thing to do on the weekend. And